Love that sound. Christmas is here.
Mulled wine is a real Christmas classic, but I'm going to give it a modern 21st century twist. First pour red wine into a pan and gently heat.
Now, I'm going to make a fragrant bouquet garni. Basically, a really nice aromatic tea bag. Muslin cloth, absolutely perfect for this. If you haven't got muslin cloth, a brand new jade cloth is just as good. Now, first off, cardamom pods. They are incredibly aromatic and more importantly, gives it a really nice, dense, spicy flavour.
Next, add a pinch of cloves. Cloves are dried flower buds and add a lovely pungent sweet flavour. Then drop in a couple of star anise, which adds an aniseed note.
A cinnamon stick.
Cinnamon sticks are made from the bark of trees native to Sri Lanka. Break one in and this gives a warm, sweet spice to the wine.
Lemongrass. So this makes it slightly Asian-y, a little bit more sort of exciting, but gives a really nice light twist to the wine. And all I'm going to do first is just press down on the lemongrass. And what that does, it starts to release all that oil and flavour. Once it's crushed, just cut it over the muslin cloth.
Once all your spices are in, fold up the muslin cloth and tie tightly.
And look, that is like a little miniature perfect chef's pillow into the wine.
Next, add orange zest.
Twist.
Then cut the orange into wedges and pop those in too. To sweeten the wine, put in a tablespoon of Demerara sugar. Next, stem ginger.
Gives the mulled wine a little bit of a sort of kick. Almost like that really nice sort of ginger beer aftertaste at the back of your throat.
Finally, a couple of tablespoons of the ginger syrup, and then simply heat the wine gently for 4 to 5 minutes to infuse all the fantastic flavours. But don't let it boil or the alcohol will evaporate.
And to go with that, the most amazing spiced nuts.
I love nuts, so I'm using Brazils, almonds, walnuts, and hazelnuts.
And then finally, pistachios. Lovely. A really nice festive mix.
As the nuts toast, they start to release their natural oils. Then add a couple of pinches of salt.
And then just let them lightly toast.
Once the nuts start to colour, add half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, which is made from ground chilies. Then sprinkle in half a teaspoon of paprika, a milder spice made from dried pimentos for sweetness and depth.
And now you can see the nuts absorbing all that wonderful flavour. Absolutely delicious.
Finally, put in a sprig of rosemary. Give the pan a good toss to make sure all the nuts are thoroughly coated and they're done. The best way to make cooking easier and less stressful on Christmas Day is to get organised and prepare as much as possible in advance, leaving you more time to spend with your family. Making a stunning pork, apricot and pistachio stuffing the day before is a great way to get ahead. It's easy to do, looks $1 million and tastes absolutely delicious.
Christmas dinner for me is not about food piled high on a plate. Less is more. I'd rather have 5 or 6 things on a plate that taste absolutely delicious than 10 items tasting average. Stuffing, for instance. I'd much rather put a lot more effort into the stuffing and enjoy it, but eat a lot less of it.
First, add pork mince to the bowl, season with salt and pepper and mix.
Take your grater and a Braeburn apple. Just get the grater and grate the apple in there.
Usually stuffing is cooked in the turkey, but I'm doing mine separately so I can make it in advance and get the flavour and presentation spot on.
Now, the nice thing about the apple, it goes brilliantly well with the pork. It makes it a little bit sweeter. It also makes it a lot lighter as well, which is really important.
Next, add a handful of chopped apricots, which gives the stuffing another fruity note and a lovely texture.
The apple disintegrates, but the apricots stay really nice and intact. Nice little bite.
Then chop a handful of pistachio nuts.
Again, I'm thinking of the build-up of textures, flavour, and also colour. Pistachios in. Now, give that a really good mix.
Grate in some lemon zest, The zest is packed full of intensely flavoured essential oils, which gives the stuffing a vibrant citrus zing. And for freshness, add a handful of coarsely chopped parsley.
The balance of flavours is nice and delicate, and it sits beautifully with the turkey. Now, sage and pork and apple, that's the perfect marriage. Now I'm going to think about the presentation skills. Tin foil. A little drizzle of olive oil. And then we get a really nice, fragrant sage leaves.
The sage leaves are used to wrap the stuffing. Start by overlapping them.
It's almost like rolling a cigar, but we're going to roll it in sage leaves.
Taste is paramount, but presentation is really important too. So it's worth spending a few extra minutes to get this right, because it will make the final dish look amazing.
Now, a little season across the top, and then take your sausage meat, and all I want to do now is put half of it onto the plate. I just want you to run your finger along the stuffing. This is where it takes on a completely different flavour again. I need some spice in there. I want a little bit of heat in the stuffing so it's exciting to eat. Merguez.
Merguez are traditional North African sausages made from beef or lamb.
And all we're going to do now is take the sausage and lay that in the middle.
They're flavoured with harissa, a fiery chili paste which gives them their heat and distinctive colour.
It really does give that nice sort of wake-up call inside the stuffing.
If you can't get hold of merguez, other spicy sausages like chorizo would work well too.
Take the rest of the stuffing and we're going to sit that on top so it encases that merguez. Once you've got it like that, lift up the tin foil very carefully and roll that over. Let the tin foil do the work, roll it nice and tight. There. Fingers underneath. Just pull that back and double check. Lovely. Look at it. It's not even cooked yet and it looks delicious. The ultimate Christmas cracker. Fantastic. That sage will cook and really perfume the sausage meat. And you cut through to the centre, you've got that nice spicy sausage. Lovely. In. Now, roll it across, twist at the ends, and then from there, up into the hands, and you push it in, and twist and turn. And all that's doing is just making the perfect cylinder. Beautiful.
The stuffing can be made, wrapped and stored in the fridge a day or two in advance. That's the first part of my ultimate Christmas dinner ready. On Christmas Day, simply pop it into the oven and cook at 200 degrees for 40 minutes. My caramelised cranberry and apple sauce is another recipe I always cook a day in advance. It packs a wonderful punch that really lifts the subtle flavour of the turkey. It's simple to make, and with its deep red, vibrant colour, looks fantastic on the plate.
The secret behind any good Christmas is in the organisation and the preparation. Anything you can get done in advance, do it. Apple and cranberry sauce is a prime example. First things first, we're going to make a really nice caramel. Sugar in.
Add 150 grams of caster sugar to a pan, followed by a couple of star anise.
That helps to really give a nice sort of aniseed flavour to the cranberries.
Next, lightly crush 4 cardamom pods. This adds a lovely warm, spicy, sweet flavour. Then wait for the sugar to melt and form a caramel.
Really important to have the confidence now to colour that caramel so it gets really nice and dark before putting the cranberries in. Wow, the smell of that caramel is amazing. Now, cranberries in.
Cranberries are very tart and acidic, but balanced with the sweetness of the caramel and apples, they give the sauce a lovely dry, sharp note. To tell if they're fresh, drop them on a hard surface. The higher they bounce, the fresher they are.
The secret now is for the caramel to blister the cranberries and really start to break that down. It smells fantastic.
Next, core, peel and thinly slice 2 apples.
And once the sauce is finished, it really does help to sort of wake up the flavour of the turkey. Now the cranberries are starting to break down. Apple in. Smells fantastic. A touch of salt and pepper. That's really important. Really helps to balance that tartness against the acidity of the apple. Salt and pepper really brings it back. The smell is fantastic. It's like a sort of sweet, sour, spicy, nice. Now from there, deglaze the pan with a touch of port. Round the side.
Deglazing dissolves all the lovely sticky caramelised bits of food that are stuck to the pan and incorporates them into the sauce. Next, add the zest of an orange. And for another layer of fragrant sweetness, squeeze in the juice.
Lovely.
Then cook on a low heat for 5 to 10 minutes to thicken. But remember, the sauce will become even thicker once it's cooled down.
Now, that is the right texture. I don't want a runny sauce. I want something really nice and thick, delicious, packed full of flavour. Perfect.
If you really want to get ahead, this sauce can be made 3 or 4 days in advance and kept in the fridge, which allows the flavours to develop even more. Then on Christmas Day, simply bring it up to room temperature and serve. Another job done, leaving you more time to enjoy this very special day. First, I'm getting Mum to help cook my chilli and turmeric roasted potatoes. This dish is another twist on tradition. It gives the potatoes a lovely colour, and their spicy kick helps complement and lift the whole Christmas meal.
We're just going to do, again, a little twist to the potatoes.
Are we doing these in goose fat, are we?
No.
Oh, God.
Look at you. Goose fat. So we're going to do a really nice, lightly spiced roast potato, OK? Little chilli flake.
Chilli?
Yeah, chilli flake. Just to put a little bit of heat in there.
For the Christmas lunch?
Yep, chilli flake and a little bit of turmeric.
I can't believe you're doing roast potatoes with chilli.
Now, would you be so kind just to give them a little cut?
Cut the peeled potatoes into quarters and put into salted cold water.
In they go. OK.
Bring them up to the boil and simmer for around 8 minutes. Drain and let them steam. Then season with salt and pepper.
On there. And just a little teaspoon of chilli flake.
Oh.
No?
That's the sort of thing I would make for supper on a Saturday night or something like that, you know?
Really? Chilli flakes in.
Add a teaspoon of turmeric. Turmeric is a member of the ginger family. It stains the potatoes a wonderful golden colour and adds a lovely earthy taste. Next, drizzle in a little olive oil and shake to coat them.
Just let them roll round. Yeah. That smells nice.
Beautiful.
And could you get me the stuffing, please, from the fridge?
Put in a preheated baking tray with extra olive oil and cook at 200 degrees Celsius for about 40 minutes.
Give them a little shake to make sure they don't stick. And then I'll just stick the stuffing, thank you, Mum, on top, yeah? Now, that will take roughly about the same time as potatoes. Stuffing in, potatoes done. Nice. Why don't you go and play with the kids?
I will do, yeah.
OK. See you shortly. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Christmas dinner wouldn't be complete without Brussels sprouts. But when I was a child, they were boiled until horribly soft. I want to keep my sprouts crisp, vibrant and fresh. Sautéed with pancetta and chestnuts, these are sprouts like you've never tasted before.
And Brussels sprouts are delicious when they're cooked perfectly, packed with texture. And the flavour is extraordinary.
Take off the outer leaves, trim the bottom and cut in half.
That's a big step up from the crisscross on the bottom that my mother used to do every Christmas.
I'm cutting them in half, so when I sauté them, they cook evenly.
And look, it's like little baby cabbages. It's so compact.
Then blanch them in salted boiling water for 2 minutes.
Now, this is the most amazing pancetta, lightly cured.
Pancetta is a type of Italian bacon, which is brilliant for adding a lovely, rich, meaty flavour to dishes.
I want a really nice, robust flavour to go with that earthy texture of the sprout.
It's made from pork belly and is dry cured with salt and aromatics like juniper, bay leaves, nutmeg, dried thyme and garlic.
As it hits the pan, that fat on top of the pancetta melts and gives the sprouts this amazing flavour.
After removing the skin, cut into small chunks. If you can't get hold of pancetta, smoked streaky bacon is a good alternative.
Now, hot pan, a teaspoon of olive oil,
Give it a light seasoning with salt and pepper.
As the lardons start to crisp up, take your sprouts out, drain them, sprouts in. Now give that a really nice little toss.
Then chop up a handful of chestnuts.
Now the chestnuts sweeten the flavour of the sprout. Really important that you don't put the chestnuts in too early, otherwise they'll go mush. And then just sprinkle the chestnuts over. Lovely. So we've managed to turn a sort of plain Jane sprout into something quite delicious. You've got the texture of the smoked bacon, the sautéed sprout, and that nice crunch and sweetness of the festive chestnut. 10 seconds before they come out, lemon zest over. Now that makes the sprouts and the bacon harmonise. And then just a squeeze of fresh lemon juice over the sprouts. Beautiful. This right now is the ultimate. And for me, that's a really nice, modern, 21st century approach to cooking an old-fashioned vegetable.
With the sprouts done, I'm ready to serve my ultimate Christmas dinner. The turkey's cooked and rested.
Right.
Take the turmeric and chili roasted potatoes from the oven.
Now they look and smell fantastic. Look at that. Beautiful.
Happy Christmas.
Slice the pork, apricot and pistachio stuffing.
Would you like some?
As the gravy reheats, crush the walnuts.
It's a really nice combination. Crushed walnuts with a turkey gravy.
Sprinkle in the gravy boat and it's ready to serve.
Stuffing, gravy and cranberry.